I call the member for Ryde.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Ryde's greatest blessing is sometimes also its greatest curse. We are a diverse, passionate and enterprising community. Its people are generally well educated, work professionally or run small businesses. Yet the cost of living bites particularly hard in an area that is fast growing and where its citizens are all too aware of the economic pressures that they are under. In essence, we aren't a poor community, but we aren't that well off either. This middle road presents a unique policy challenge. We will never be the headline act for the worst stats in crime, business closures, lack of internet access or school dropouts. This means our issues often fly under the radar. The everyday challenges of our residents are crowded out by seemingly more urgent or desperate causes. The problem is, on all those metrics that I mentioned, we don't top any of the charts either, except for people working in IT. Ryde is home to more people working in IT than any other community in the country, a statistic for which I'm incredibly proud. But this means that where we could do better, we don't, and where a small nudge here or there could turn around our fortunes, we instead opt for more dramatic intervention, but only at the fringes. This speech is a defence of the middle, to say that the more we do to ensure places like Ryde thrive and remain self-reliant, the better overall for New South Wales. Recent unemployment and job seeker data released this week tells this story. Ryde doesn't have the best or worst unemployment rate in the state. It sits somewhere in between. Yet there is a gradual slide that must be addressed now. A short-term preventative measure is always better than requiring a systemic and costly response in a decade. And one solution is simple. There is a direct link between the decisions of the government today, their proposed plans for Macquarie Park, and the most recent employment data in Ryde. The unemployment rate across New South Wales sits at 3.5%. In Ryde, it is 3.9%. Job seeker rates in the northern Sydney region sit at 1.7%. In Ryde, it is 2.4%. Both have seen slight increases, 0.8 and 0.4% respectively, since the last reporting period. Why? Macquarie Park is the sixth largest GDP producing centre in the state, on track for fourth by the end of the decade. It is a generator of employment in Ryde. Our rates of unemployment and job seeker applicants should dwarf the state and our region. Unfortunately, Macquarie Park, the golden goose for high quality, high paying science, research and technology jobs, is under threat from the Minns government. Rather than invest in the precinct as a driver for innovation and entrepreneurship, the Minns government has made no secret of their plans to destroy decades of meticulous planning to achieve their short-term political objectives. Let me remind the House that Ryde was already on track to exceeding its housing targets by 300%. This was before the government proposed any new state-led rezonings or began to bizarrely circumvent their own planning controls through build-to-rent. Build-to-rent allows the wealthiest of developers, not mums and dads, to build corporate-controlled rental properties in precincts where housing is not ordinarily permitted. The effect is that you lose local jobs, you create greater demand for those local jobs, yet do nothing to actually help the affordability of local housing because nobody can legally buy what's being built. This arrangement is designed to benefit only vested interests and is an appalling betrayal of a community that has always done the right thing when it comes to helping deliver more housing for New South Wales. The government simply doesn't understand Macquarie Park. They are meddling with no comprehension of the consequences, and I hope that this new employment data is the wake-up call they need to finally get the message. Macquarie Park is the solution to Ryde's declining employment numbers, but it needs the government to believe in it and to invest in it. This means partnership with Council, Macquarie University and the corporate stakeholders on new and expanded job opportunities. This means driving active and public transport investment to ensure more people can get to and from the business park from within the local area. It also means focusing planning reforms on the development of an innovation SEP that would incentivise new businesses in the science, research and technology sectors, testing labs, AI, data centres and more, not using the blunt instrument of the planning department to override one vision simply because they don't have one of their own. I'm a passionate advocate for better planning and for leaning into the strengths of the Ryde community. Macquarie Park is that strength, and I will fight every day to ensure this government plays to that strength to create more jobs and educational opportunities, not less, for those wanting them locally in Ryde.